Okay, so this is my presentation about, and you can see me in the corner. Hi, how are you? Hello, fellow artists and creative business people. Just in case you don't know who I am, because I did extend the invitation to other groups and different things. My name is Lisa Murray. I am a filmmaker. I'm a creative entrepreneur. I have creative businesses. I have a film festival in Northern California. So I'm always, flowing between different creative ideas and different things. And so being monetized or figuring out ways to be monetized is very enticing and exciting for me. And also, just with the whole digital landscape, it's transforming every day with smartphones and everything else. So what is possible today was not possible 10 years ago. So that's why it's important to sort of go, wait, what are the possibilities? What can I, as a painter, as a songwriter, as a jewelry designer, what are the options that are out there for me and how I can make money in the digital world, as opposed to just posting a picture on Facebook of my jewelry and here's my necklace, I just made it, it's $40, DM me for details. Like, yeah, that's cool, that's showing that you got hustle and that you have a vision for what you're doing, but you can be hitting it on all cylinders, really. There's so much more you can be doing. And so that's what the presentation today is about, is let's talk about how to get monetized. Okay, so what is monetization, which is kind of important? It's sort of a new term. I mean, I don't think the word is new, but I think people are using it all the time now. Monetize refers to the process of turning a non-revenue generating item into cash. In many cases, monetization looks to novel methods of creating income from new sources, such as embedding ad revenues inside of social media video clips to pay content creators. So, obviously this is before, before there was social media video clips, this wasn't a possibility. But now, because we have social media, we all seen the ads. Matter of fact, there are ads everywhere nowadays, everywhere. But you can benefit from that. But also, for the terms of this presentation, I want to say that monetization includes traditional ways and new ways that you maybe haven't heard of or didn't exist before. So that's just the umbrella over making some cheddar for what we do. Okay, so first I just want to say this presentation and many others like it are all in my membership website called the Sky Cafe. And basically it's 24/7 access to video tutorials, PDF downloads, and other tools to help you on your creative business journey. So what I'm trying to do is create this. I always loved going to cafes when I was younger. I still do, but especially before I had really embarked on my dreams, I would go to cafes with some of my favorite creative people, and we would just talk about all these ideas that we had and get all hyper and drink coffee and like, yeah, you know what else? And it was always such a good feeling for me. I left feeling so productive and clear, and it was just a really good feeling. And so when I started the Sky Cafe, I thought of that and I had that in mind. Like, I really want a place where creative people that are, starting their business and in this digital landscape where everything's always changing and there's so many things to know and learn, to put everything in one place so you can go there 24 hours, 7 days a week. Cause I'm like a night owl a lot of the times. I get insomnia a lot. So I love the 24/7 access to just being able to look up, a video tutorial that maybe you were in this, live and you were in the recording, but you forgot something that I said, or you wanted to watch it again to kind of burn it in a little bit more. So that is all available in the Sky Cafe. And the Sky Cafe is only $14 a month. That's it. It's just $14 a month, and you can cancel it anytime. You don't have to like lock into a year or anything like that. It's $14 a month. It's a reoccurring thing. So you could go in there for a month. You could go through all the videos and all the tutorials and everything and then cancel. So it only costs you $14. Of course, I don't want you to do that because I'm adding new videos all the time. I'm adding new downloads, organization checklists for starting a podcast or getting your music on Spotify or starting a YouTube channel. Making videos, editing audio for podcasts, all kinds of stuff. So I'm sharing all my knowledge, my hard-earned knowledge with you. And then I'm putting these videos and these worksheets in the Sky Cafe. So it's there for you. And as a Sky Cafe member, like, I am there for you. If you have any questions, if you have a tech question, and, yes, we can Google all of it, or, YouTube, we look it up on YouTube, don't we? Like, if we're trying to learn something, I do. anything like fixing a toilet or, you know, anything. There was something I just looked up recently and I was like, wow, that was really, oh, I was helping my mom put her tail light in her minivan. And I looked it up and of course it was on YouTube. It was the exact year and make of her car even. And I was like, I love YouTube because it wasn't like this when I started it, but I love what it's evolved into. It's like power to the people. But the thing with YouTube though, is that you get overwhelmed with so many different viewpoints and everyone has a different way of talking about it. And some people dribble on and on and on, and it's just not your style. It's not the way that your brain works. And other people maybe talk too fast and they act like you know everything. So if you know me and you've been coming to these lives, or you know me in person, or whatever the deal is, and you're used to my style of talking, or it just unlocks something for you, then I recommend you join the Sky Cafe, because all of the courses and all of the learning, you know, teachings and everything will all be in my voice, whether it's actually my voice or my voice in the worksheets. So you're hearing all the training through the same kind of energy, which can be very helpful. And also, if you have a question about something that that is in one of the tutorial videos or worksheets, or if something's not there that you really need to learn and you want me to cover it, you can reach out to me and I will do that, or I will answer your questions. So you can't get that with YouTube. You can post a question, but I've seen people post questions and it sits there for 5 years on YouTube and no one answers them, which I understand. But I'm just saying that's why the Sky Cafe exists in my life, is so that if you do have a question, you get that sort of VIP vibe from me, because I want to make sure that you're happy and you're getting your questions answered. Because if you have the question, then that means somebody else has the question. So it's not, you know, it's not like just, oh, I just want to help, you know, this one person. It's like, usually if you're helping one person, you're helping a lot of people. Okay, so join the community. There's tech training, healing and grounding. I have some meditations and visualizations there. And then the community, we have the private Facebook group. You can ask questions in there. You can post your wins, post the things that you're excited about that you're working on, or, you know, maybe ask another, you know, there's lots of creative people in the Sky Cafe with different businesses, and, you know, you never know, someone might do something that you need or whatever. So, or offer a skill. So skycafe.com is where you join. And yeah, and it's really easy. It just says join now, the button, wait, right. How do I do this? There, there, and it's real easy to join. Okay, so anyways, if you have any questions about that, feel free to send me a message, but I hope to see you in the Sky Cafe. All right, so let's talk about get monetized. Let's do number one. I'm gonna do 10 ways you can get monetized. Number one, sell your art or products online, direct to consumers. This is the most obvious one, but we're starting with the most obvious one. So if you make music, you can sell your songs online. You can, if you make jewelry, you can sell your jewelry like on Etsy or eBay or one of those places. Probably Etsy's the best. If you are a painter or an illustrator, you can sell that online. You know, filmmakers, I think on YouTube, I know there's a lot of different sites that do this, but I know YouTube, if I were to put my film Soul Providers on there, which I'm working towards, it's more of a docu-series, I could charge people for that. So yeah, and some people would say, well, who would go to YouTube and pay to see a video when all the videos are usually free? Well, maybe not everybody, but there will be somebody, and that'll be worth it to me, that somebody paid admission to see the film. It won't be a lot of money, maybe like $2.99 or whatever. But for the series, you know, maybe it's a more whatever, but it gives me incentive because it makes me feel like, yeah, okay, so this is my business. This is not just a creative endeavor for me, which it ultimately really is, but it's also something that someone would be willing to pay for. And you get enough somebody's and it turns into pretty significant income. So like I said, music, paintings, photography, recipe books, even like if you have keto recipe books or recipe books for people who have high blood pressure or whatever, that to me is a creative business. Meditation MP3s, like you do visualization, you record your voice over some soft music and you put those up for sale. Yoga videos, like teaching people how to do yoga. Handmade jewelry, like I said, and anything else. So what's your art and product? I'm just curious, like what it is and what are you selling? What is your, you know, your thing? So think about that though. Think about, man, you may have more than one, and that's okay. And just be thinking about what is it? Is it an actual product? or is it more of like a know-how? Is it like you are like your expertise and your experience with making this product or having a business of this product? Okay, number two, the second thing you can do to get monetized is create and sell merch relating to your art. So like tote bags, mugs, t-shirts, wall art, pillows. I mean, the list goes on and on. Like if you have recipe books, you can sell aprons with like your logo, your logo of your company, or a saying that you always say. So, be thinking about all the creative things that you could be putting on that stuff. Like a lot of times I'll just buy a mug, or like, for instance, my friend is really into Friends, like the Friends resurgence that's happening lately. And I saw a mug that said, "How you brewing?" Is it coffee bean and tea leaf? And I was like, okay, that's corny. How you brewing? From whatever, saying how you doing. But it was this cute cup, and it was just something about the vibe of the cup with the font, and then with how you brewing. I was like, I'm getting this for her, and she loves it. So people like stuff like that. Even though when you're making it, you're thinking, is anyone really going to like this? Yes, they are. Just trust me. And this gets to the second point underneath this: print on demand. So there's two ways you can do merch. You can obviously have it made, and then you have it physically made, a whole bunch of it. You pay for it. You have it all in your house, and you ship it out yourself. So you're keeping inventory. You've paid ahead of time. That's kind of risky, but usually, you're paying wholesale. You're going to charge retail price. You're going to make your commission there. But you also have to deal with shipping. You have to deal with, all that kind of stuff that happens with that. And that might be what you want to do. I've been thinking about maybe doing some things that way, just so I have control, like quality control over it. And that's really what it is. It's like you would want to do it because you want to put those extra special touches in it. And yeah, so that's fine. But for the quick and easiest way to get started in merch is the print on demand, which is you keep no inventory, and you basically you design your like logo or your word, whatever words you want, or the image or whatever, and then you upload it to a place like Cafe Press, Zazzle, Printful, Printify, and did you Printify? I thought it said Print50. And so they sort of populate it on their products, and then you pick which products you want in your store. And so maybe you just want a tote and a mug, and you don't want anything else. Then you just would have that in your store. And then on your website or on all your socials and all that kind of stuff, you would put the link to your merchandise. And so if someone is watching your video on YouTube or whatever, and they go, I like this person, I like their vibe, I love their music. They're wanting to like capture that lightning in a bottle. They're wanting to capture that, whatever that feeling is about you, or wanting to be part of the association of the community when it comes to their mind, when they think of you or your products or whatever you're doing. So they want to capture that and bring it home. So they're going to buy a mug, they're going to buy a t-shirt, they're going to buy a tote bag. So think about that, print on demand. You don't keep inventory, and you can get really creative with that. And then maybe you can move on to do products at home. And then there's even a third one where you it's like there's another one where they do drop shipping. It's a sort of similar to this, but you actually have it manufactured somewhere else. And then there's a drop shipping company that then sends it out to people. And that's the only thing they do. They don't also make t-shirts and stuff, but they do the shipment, shipping and all that kind of stuff. So use your artistic abilities, put your slogan or vibe on the merch. Like just really think about who you are and experiment. You can always put stuff in the store and you can take stuff out. You can be like, after a while, go, that is the grooviest looking thing. I don't even know why I thought of that. But usually once it's up, you're like, it's cute. I like it. Okay, number three, third thing you can do to get monetized is create a YouTube channel and post regularly, ideally weekly, and then get your channel monetized. So on YouTube, they have a program, if you're not aware, that if your channel has 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, then you are eligible to be monetized. And what that means is that you make money from the ads that play during your videos, before, during, or after your videos. And so it's from Google AdSense. And, it's based on the amount of, there's a lot of factors that factor into why some people would make more than others, because it has to do with what type of ads can play during your video, how long your video is, what the retention rate of people who come to your channel and they click on your thumbnail, maybe they start to watch your video and they click out, or they watch it for a longer period of time, that helps with your, you know, ad revenue. But anyways, there's a lot to that. You can Google that on YouTube and look it up and look at how, you know, what people are teaching about that. It's very involved and it's always changing because, you know, they're always changing their, what they want from the people on their platform. But ultimately, bottom line is all you need to know is if you start a YouTube channel, which I highly recommend everybody do because it's free. I mean, it's free. Do you understand that? YouTube channel is free. Almost every other thing I'm going to talk to you about is not free. Shopify accounts cost money. Etsy costs money. What else? Everything else costs money. Posting your music on Spotify and all that stuff through like DistroKid, you have to pay for that. YouTube is free. So anything you can think of that could go on YouTube that can help promote your business or, you know, promote products or whatever, you should be doing on YouTube. It's the second largest search engine in the world. The number one is Google, and Google owns YouTube. People look everything up on YouTube. People look up songs on YouTube now. Like I was telling a friend the other day about a song and he looked it up on YouTube and I was like, no, it's not on YouTube. It's a song. And he goes, yeah, I know. And he looked at it and it was there. And I was like, that's how people are looking up music now. A lot of them. So the point is, get a YouTube channel, please, for the love of God. And if you're not a member of the Sky Cafe and you don't have a YouTube channel and you're now getting kind of like, wow, maybe I should have a YouTube channel, join the Sky Cafe and I will help you do that because that's what I'm helping everyone else do. Okay, there is another way to get paid from Google, your YouTube channel. See, I'm thinking now Google, from your YouTube channel before your channel is monetized. It's coming up, not in this number 3, but it's coming up in one of the other numbers. So if you're thinking, well, God, how long is that going to take anyways? I have to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours before I would even be eligible to make the ad money. Yes, that's true. That's the long game. That's why YouTube has a long game aspect to it. And you have to dedicate yourself to it and, you know, just hold out for it and just be like, I'm down for this. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to post videos every week. And that's just the way it's going to go. Do that. Okay. That's sort of like your bond, you know, investing in bonds or things that have longer kind of stuff. But there is a second way that where if you start your channel right now, after you end this presentation, you can start making money right away from, okay? And I'm gonna get to that pretty soon. Number 4, the fourth way you can get monetized is make your music, photography, illustrations, videos, whatever, available for licensing. Now this isn't obviously for physical products. So this is more for digital products. But, you know, like when you go to Canva or PicMonkey, which is my personal favorite, and you want to get a photo in there, and I'll go in there and I think it'll be like Pixabay or something else. So these different companies that basically photographers, illustrators, they can license their photo or illustration. And you wouldn't be, I mean, it's amazing with like presentations like this with, oh my gosh, so many videos that I do for clients and different things that I've done for myself, websites, everything. I need images, and even images in social media posts, like the image in the background or a video. Like people need these things. Music, and we don't even get me started. We all need music. Music for our podcast. We pay to license that. Music for our videos. We pay for that. Sometimes you can get it for free, but just for an exchange for mentioning the songwriter's name and link and stuff. But in general, you can, as an artist, you can be paid to license your stuff. Now I use Storyblocks. That's the one that I really like. So if you want to check out kind of what it's like and what it means, Storyblocks includes illustrations, photography, video, and music and sound effects. So even if you want to create sound effects, you can even put those there. And you can have a whole business. That could be just one of your businesses on the side that you just create these musics for, or music and art for. Now, I would even recommend creating the content specifically for those outlets. So maybe it's not your usual art. It's not, I'm not saying, you know, send something cheap and weird in, but like, don't put your whole heart into it, maybe, because maybe it won't be the thing that's going to blow up. Maybe, you know, maybe keep your most precious stuff for sale, that you are like, this is really something that means something to me. And I want someone who really gets that to get it. But it could also be, I don't know. So you fill that out, you find the answer for that. But, you know, like for instance, for video, I always try to get stock video because I do have a channel or an account with Storyblocks. And I'm not getting paid to do this right now. I'm not sponsored to do this. I'm just doing this right now for you guys. But I have an account there. And so a lot of times I'll try to just get stock video of stuff like goats. Like when I was on the farm, I would try to get video of just the goats. Or if I'm at a park and I see ducks in the pond, I try, and I have my good camera with me, I try to just get just like 30 seconds of video of just the ducks swimming in the pond. That's it. Boom, done. And people look for that because they're trying to talk about maybe, who knows what they're talking about in their video, talking about parks in the neighborhood that are pretty, and they just need stock video. And so when they use that, then I get paid. It's not a lot of money, but it's something, and it's keeping you in the mindset of you're a business with your art. Okay, let's move on to number 5. And this is for music people only, but I had to put this in here because it's one of the big things. But post your music on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that kind of stuff. And you do that through DistroKid. And this is more for streaming. Obviously, everything has switched to streaming. Earlier, when I said the number one thing you could sell it, if you put it on iTunes, people can buy, like you can buy the song for 99 cents or buy the album for, $14.99 or whatever it is. This is streaming. So this is like, getting paid for how we all listen to music now, I guess. Okay. I listen to Apple Music. So I put together the best sound like playlist, and then I'll be suggested other stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot about this song or whatever. So I'm all about Apple Music, but I know Spotify is huger. I don't know which one's bigger. I don't even know. If you know, let me know because I'm curious. But anyways, you do this, and it's a bunch of other streaming services too, like Tidal and other things. But you do this, there's 2 main ways, but the one that I recommend is DistroKid, because you just pay one time annually for however many songs you have. So you're not paying per song like the other streaming service. You're paying one time, and then that covers all your uploads, all your albums, all your one-off singles, everything. And then that gets populated out to all of the streaming services. So Spotify, Apple Music, and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool because it's like, you just put it there and it goes everywhere. It's kind of similar to how podcasts are. So I have my podcast, I have Dreams, DAMMIT through Libsyn, and I paid Libsyn. I actually pay them monthly. So it's a little bit different. I don't know how DistroKid does it, but I mean, podcast is audio. That's interesting. Anyways, you pay a certain amount a month every month for podcasts, and that gets distributed out to all the different podcast apps, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean, all those kind of places. Okay, so this will make your music available to the world to play, enjoy, and to add to their favorite playlists. And if you get a certain amount of plays, I know it takes a lot, but it doesn't matter because it's also another way to promote yourself and everything else. But, you're really creating because you want other people to share, to enjoy it. And so this is almost like a must for every contemporary songwriter to be out on Spotify and Apple Music. I mean, you kind of have to be. But anyway, so you get money from streaming. It's not a lot unless you have a lot of streams, but you know what? Unknown songs blow up all the time, and it's like winning the lottery. You can't win unless you buy a ticket. You can't blow up unless you even have your music on there. Get your music out there. Who's it helping by staying in your hard drive? Is it really helping you? Is it making you money? Is it sharing what you love and something you've created with the world? No, it's not. So get it out of your hard drive, get it on Spotify, and just keep creating. That's the vibe we're in nowadays. It's all about creating. It's not about creating one thing and holding on to it forever. It's about the constant flow of creativity and just sharing. This will also make your music, speaking of sharing, available on TikTok and other social media for others to discover and use in their videos. And that's where a lot of stuff can blow up now, is like someone will develop a dance to your song or a trend to do a certain thing, like standing in a window with looking out. And so then everybody does the same trend using your music. And if you get enough streams, you can really, you can get paid for that. So and plus it's just kind of cool that people they discover you all because you paid whatever $35 it was for DistroKid for the year. And now all these people are discovering you and, sharing you and doing skits to your song or dances. I mean, it's kind of cool. We live in a cool time, and I absolutely love TikTok, and I just haven't posted anything there yet. I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit afraid, but I will, because I'm going to do it. I have to be brave. Okay. Number 6, the 6th thing you can do to get monetized is create a mini course and sell on Skillshare or other similar outlets. So some examples of that. So how to draw, how to paint with oil-based paint, plein air painting, painting outside, painting nature, how to write a song, how to record vocals, how to play the guitar, how to take wedding photos, how to edit an iMovie, how to make keto recipes, how to use Photoshop. So if there's, you might have 100 more that you're like, what about this? That's great. Write them all down. Write down everything right now, or when this is over, I guess. Write down every single thing that you could teach somebody else. Don't think about video and all that stuff. Just think, if there was a gun to your head and they were like, we are going to kill you unless you figure out, 20 things to teach everybody, you would come up with 20 things that you could actually do pretty well, like really good. And out of those, there's some that you may not even be interested in. You might be like, yeah, I could do it, but I don't want to do it. But pick the ones that you want, and like, think about that. That could be something that you could do. And it doesn't, like sharing what you like. I'm doing that right now. I'm sharing with you the things that I learn and know, the things that I'm passionate about, the things I'm interested in. And you can do that as well. And you can get on a site like Skillshare.com. Go there, check it out. There's there's like Thinkerific. There's a whole bunch of other, what do you call them? Like platforms for that. So don't feel like you have to just do, this one, because you don't. There's a lot, and I'm not getting paid to say Skillshare. I feel like Skillshare is sort of the hot one right now that everybody's talking about, and it's got just a lot of. It feels like they're like bite-sized courses. They're not these like humongous courses. They're like, maybe you would just charge like $29 or $49. And the fact that people go to Skillshare to learn skills, other creative people go there and like, I need to learn how to do coding, or I need to learn how to make my first painting, or I need, and they're going there, and all these creative entrepreneurs are sharing what they know. And then they're going back not only to share what they know, but then learn from the other creative entrepreneurs how to expand their skill base. And we should all be doing that, whether you're a creative entrepreneur or not. You could be learning all the time. So it's great. So check it out. That's a great, great way to make an income. Some people make huge incomes at this. So don't turn your nose up at this at all. All right. And then number 7, have you heard of Patreon? So you can create a Patreon account. And so basically Patreon is fans pay you a small amount every month. And according to patreon.com, the average amount that it's paid to artists and creators is $7 a month per person, to be given exclusive content from you, or early sneak peeks before everyone else, or part of an exclusive membership, a community, maybe a little behind the scenes how do you do something, like maybe you post on your YouTube channel a song or a video that you did, and then for your Patreon you actually walk them through how you made the video, how you edited it, how you shot it. And people will pay for that because they want that feeling of like the behind the scenes and the further connection with the person that they are jiving with. And so you can get creative, come up with anything. Go to patreon.com and check out how they, all the different people on there, because they kind of help you get your creative juices going and thinking, wow, I never thought of that. People come up with the craziest stuff, and it's really amazing. Like sometimes people will offer that they go live with their Patreon people, and they just, that's it. They go live specifically for them and answer questions with, and that's pretty cool with like a creator that you really like their work, and you're following them. And then you're like, I really want that little deeper relationship. And like $7 a month, I've seen people charge $1 a month. Oh, and that's the other thing. There's tiers. So you can have a certain level of access for $1 a month, and then you can have a certain level of access for $7, and then maybe another level of access for 20 or more. I don't know, but you set it up. You're the architect of the whole entire situation. That's what's so cool about it. Is like, it's 100% your creativity, whatever you want to offer. And if you build a large following, it can be a significant income. Okay. Like for instance, 1,000 followers just paying you $7 a month is $7,000 a month. Just for you putting your art out there and staying connected to your fans. I know 1,000 people is a lot. It really is. But if you're kind of blowing up, that's not a lot. That's like a good, regular amount. Some people have like 30,000 or 1,000,000 Patreon members. And then I think, and I look at it and I go, my God. And I go there and I look at how many they have following and what tiers they have. So I think, okay, maybe most of those people, of the 30,000 people are at the dollar range. And then maybe there's a few people at the higher ticket range, but I'm thinking, but still 30,000 people paying $1 a month is $30,000 a month. And that's just for you being you and sharing your art and sharing your process and connecting with people who get you and who like you and want to be connected to you. It's like win, 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 win. I don't understand it. I don't have a Patreon. I did start it, but then I was like overwhelmed with how to actually create what I could offer people. Just full disclosure, I want to tell you where I'm at with Patreon. I love it. I think it's amazing. I've never paid a creator, but there are 2 creators that I would and I will pay for, just because I really love, over the years, they've been consistent with their work and I really want to know more about them and I want everything that they have to offer. And so there's 2 people that I want, 2 creators that I want to join their Patreon. And then for mine, I guess just this year, I'm kind of finally starting to get together all my different loves, because I'm a filmmaker. I have a film festival, and then I have my online community. I have trainings. I have, I just have all these other businesses that I do, and I could never see what's something time-wise that I could actually deliver on. So that's where I was at with that. And you may be somewhere similar as well. And so, just learn about it though. Like I've been learning about Patreon and studying what people do with it for, gosh, 5 years or so. But, and that's helped me. So maybe I didn't start it the first time I heard about it, but I bookmarked it and I put it in the back of my mind and I thought, that's something I need to do. That's something I need to look into, because that's really cool. And basically the essence of Patreon is for artists and creative people to have consistent income. That's literally their goal, to help artists have consistent income. And so if you compare fans and people who just love your work or want to know more about you with you wanting to create and not having to worry so much about your income and having to have 3 jobs and then you're coming home and whipping together a painting or something, if you can actually cut out maybe 2 of those jobs and get a significant, or even all the jobs, and just get a full-time income, which is really what I'm saying with this whole presentation, is having a full-time income from your art or creative pursuits. If you can do that, which right now in the digital age, really, there's so many possibilities, that's pretty amazing. I mean, we live in an amazing time and people from all over the world can support you and support you as an artist. I think that's amazing. And Patreon is the most direct thing. Like all the other stuff I'm talking about are just ideas and different ways you can angle it. But think about it, Patreon is just, they're straight up just supporting you to exist and create art. I just think it's amazing. So be sure to check it out, put it in your little toolbox of thoughts and revisit that at some point when you are ready, or maybe you're ready now. Maybe you already know what you would share with people, and that's great. And if you do start a Patreon account, let me know because I'll help share it. Okay, number 8, write a book about how to do something or about your experiences. And I know it sounds kind of stupid, like, why would I just write a book? There are so many books. You can do the print on demand through Amazon. You can also have you can make an audio book of it on Audible through Amazon as well. And once you write a book, okay, you can get income from the book. It's not going to be a lot, but you get income. It's not like you're just, handing a book out at a mall. It's people buy it, whether it's $4.99 or $24.99 or whatever it is, you are getting that income from the book. You also gain a sense of authority on your subject matter if you publish a book. You are like if I were to publish a book on how to start a film festival, now I'm a person that has a published book on how to start a film festival. I can now pitch myself to podcasts that I think are a good fit so that I can promote my whole business. But basically I'll be interviewed. They'll be like, oh, great. Because I know as a podcast host, being able to focus on the fact that this person has written a book so the listeners can go get the book if they want to, And it just seems a little bit more credible. Like, hi, today I'm talking with Lisa. She started the Ag and Art Film Festival and she wrote a book. Anyone can start a film festival that's available right now on Amazon and Audible and Kindle and blah, blah, blah. And we're talking to her today on the podcast because we want to make sure that anybody out there who is interested in starting a film festival is aware of her book and is aware of what she does or whatever, right? So now when I'm talking about all the different things, I say, okay, head over to my website, lisamurray.com or whatever it is. And on there, that's where I have the book. They can just go right to Amazon and look it up. But if I get them to go to my website, which is ideal, that's what you want. You always want people to go to your website. And by the way, if you don't have a website and you're an artist, you should have some type of a website. But because that's where you collect all the things that you are and all the things that you have for sale or that you offer or whatever. It's sort of like a container, or how people can contact you also. But so while I'm talking on this podcast that has however many listeners every month or whatever, I can be talking about, oh yeah, on my membership site, the Sky Cafe, I do have some videos in there where I teach people how to edit videos. So you can edit the trailers that you get from the filmmakers and make your own trailers that are tagged with your film festival logo and graphics that you really like, you know. So now I've promoted my membership site. I can say, oh, I have a course right now available that I'm teaching everybody for, you know, to how to start an outdoor film festival, and it's available on my website. So now I'm also my products is my book, my course, I can promote that, membership site, YouTube channel. Oh yeah, on my YouTube channel, I do talk about this. There's all kinds of, you know, so you see how I'm saying, like how we're constantly, it's a whole system. It's not just you do one thing. If you have it all the way across the board, people are going to meet you at that point of where they are. So some people will find you by just finding your book. Some people will find you by doing a search on Google for something. They'll find your video. They'll just like your vibe and the way you talk or something about you. And then they'll look in the description and they'll see you have a book, and they actually love books, especially audiobooks. So they go from a Google search to your YouTube video to your book, and then they buy the audiobook. And then they listen to the audiobook on their next trip across the country in their car, and they listen to you and they're like, this is amazing. I'm starting a film festival, or whatever it is that you're teaching, you know, talking about in your book, or how you made your first film. That could be a whole book. Or and people just like, it doesn't have to be how to make a film. It could just be how you made your first film. And that's interesting to people, because then they're like, oh, I didn't realize that you could do that. And people like that. People like to learn from other people. So I know I do, from their experiences. Not necessarily like, I love how-tos like this, but I also like just, how did someone do something? I want to hear their journey. And it is that whole behind the scenes thing that I was talking about in Patreon. So, you know, a book is a great way. Like I said, you get a little bit of income, you get that sense of authority, and then you can take that authority and you have a focal point to pitch. You get a pitch letter to podcasts, and you just pitch. You get a lot of no's, but you also get some significant yeses. And then the more podcasts you're on, the better your book does, whatever, more people will start to invite you to be on their YouTube channel for an interview, or their podcast for an interview. And it grows from there. You could even be a speaker at another film festival, and maybe they're talking about how to start a film festival or whatever. So it's endless where these things can go. But again, like the lottery, you can't win unless you buy a ticket. You're not even in the race if you're not online with product and with a sort of system to capture people that are interested in what you're doing, through capturing email addresses, you know, having a YouTube channel so people can subscribe to you, having products that people can buy from you, and you know, podcasts that you can listen to, and different things like that. So think about writing a book. Think about, what could you write a book about? And I would also say, after this, you have a lot of homework after this whole thing. So you're gonna have to check out all these websites. You have to write all these lists. But okay, I would say write 5 or 10 book ideas. Like, what could you write a little book about? Don't think like a novel, like it was a cold winter night. No, like just something that you could write and publish, like bada bing, bada bang. Like, what could you do? Number 9, and this is the one I was talking about earlier about YouTube. Instead of waiting until you are monetized, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, right when you start your YouTube channel, like right now, today, if you were to start your YouTube channel, or if you already have one and you haven't done anything with it, dust it off, blow the cobwebs away, because you can start making money right away. Become an affiliate, and that's affiliate marketing. So basically, so before your channel is monetized, you can do that. When you become an affiliate, you basically get a percentage of any of the sales that you lead people to through a link. And there are a lot of affiliate companies. A lot of companies probably don't even know what that is. And that if you tell them about it and say, I'll make a video reviewing your product or service, as long as I get, a percentage of the clicks that come through. And I think there are like services now that like can monitor that whole thing or whatever to make sure you get paid. But the point is, there's a lot of different companies that offer this now. There's even companies that offer a one-stop shop for a creator to go there, and then you can kind of be an affiliate for a lot of different things. But the most popular is Amazon. So, any products on Amazon, Amazon's pretty extensive. So like you would do product reviews on your YouTube channel of products that you buy and use regularly as part of your art or business. And then you give a review and you provide the link to the Amazon. It's an affiliate link though, and it's in the description. So when they click on that, I think when we click on people's affiliate links, anything we buy for 24 hours in Amazon. So let's say we just buy a whole studio, but we only started by clicking on a microphone recommendation. That person gets commission on everything that we buy for 24 hours with that link, because that link is what brought us to Amazon. So they sort of reward the affiliate by, having it be, plus not everybody buys right away. They might click on the link and leave and come back. But the point is, clicking on the Amazon link, you as the creator, them clicking on the link, you get a commission from that. It's a small commission. You do have to disclose that in the description, say, but these are affiliate links. By clicking on them, I do receive a small commission. Thank you for supporting this channel. And actually think about this stuff. Like at first when I was learning about this, I thought, I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole. Does that mean I have to learn about a whole bunch of products on Amazon? Like, what the heck? I don't have time for that. But then I was like, wait a minute. I bought my podcast mic on Amazon. I bought my film festival blow up screen on Amazon. I bought, what else? I'm trying to think. Oh, my hand recorder for my podcast, the Zoom recorder, on Amazon. I bought my drone camera on Amazon. Like, and I started thinking about it, I'm like, I actually can talk about the things that I use, my experience with them. And they're all things that I like. I don't think I would, obviously I wouldn't do a bad review because you're trying to get people to click on the link. And don't lie. Like if you really didn't like it or something, then don't review it. But just pick the things that you bought that you love and that you're excited about. And you're like, I love this thing. I am so glad I bought this. Like my Zoom recorder, the handheld recorder. I love it. I love it. And I will tell everybody about it too. And if I can get commission too. And you know what, in a way you should get commission if you explain it in a way that the regular sales channels didn't to that potential customer. If somehow the way your enthusiasm or your way of describing stuff is the final thing that gets the person to buy it, then why shouldn't you? You're like a little salesperson, but you're doing it through enthusiasm and trying to hook up a fellow creative person. So it is a small commission, but it adds up. So let me see, I'm getting out of the way. Especially if you have a lot of videos, a lot of views, and the products you review have high search value. So first I want to say, it's not like you're just getting that affiliate income from just that one video, because if you do multiple videos, all those videos stay on your channel. So this video that you started may have been 2 years ago, but you could still be earning money on that if it's a product that people are looking for. And you can, obviously, if you keep coming out with the new stuff, and if you're a tech person who always stays up on tech or certain products, and it doesn't have to be tech, but and you're on top of it and getting ahead of it and you're out there. So you always have the opportunity for the new affiliate stuff, but you're building a library of affiliate possibilities of income through here. So it's pretty cool that it sort of stays there and it's forever. It's not, forever, but it's not like only within 24 hours you can make money. So you're always feeling like you have to create. Just create it as you get it. Do an unboxing when you order something on Amazon. Just film it, talk about it. And if it turns out to be something you don't like, you never have to post it. But if it turns out to be something you like, you've now unboxed it and captured your initial reactions. Those are some of the biggest channels on YouTube, are unboxing channels, especially for kids, but adults too. People want to see, how is it packaged? What does it look like when you take it out? Is it going to be confusing? Am I going to be able to figure it out? Like, that's huge. And if I could go back and film myself unboxing stuff, I would have, because it's huge. And then what do I mean by it has high search value? Okay. So that means obviously kind of what it sounds like. If people search for that, so like I have a Spark drone. I don't know if a lot of people are searching for a Spark drone, but I think people would be searching, because if you're starting out in drones, you're going to be looking up certain drone cameras and you want to see how different people are using them. And in that also, I will say the advantage that I have when I make a video about it, which I'm planning to do, the advantage I have is that when I do look for drone videos, I don't see a lot of women talking about drone cameras on YouTube. It's mostly men. And so just the fact that I'm a woman and that I have a drone camera, I've flown it, I've shot footage from it for a video. The fact that I have that is like so important. It's so amazing. So that's my sort of edge. But the fact that people would be looking up drone cameras, that searchability, or let's see, once the pandemic hit, a lot of people were looking up outdoor movie screens because they wanted to have movie nights outside with their friends and family. Or, cities or parks and recreations wanted to do outdoor screenings or outdoor presentations. And so people were all of a sudden, that was just like an explosion. And that was just because of the pandemic. And so obviously you can't plan for something like that. And the pandemic is still kind of going along. So anything you want to do that's sort of like that, you could still do. But a high search value is something that a lot of people are searching for. So think about that. If you have something that you use regularly that you got on Amazon or whatever company you got it on, check and see if they have an affiliate program. And if they don't, pitch to them that you would like to do that for them. Just think about that. That's an avenue that you can make. And people make a lot of money at this, like a lot of money. People make like full-time times 10 money on this. And there's levels to it, obviously, like, if you're just doing it here and there, but if you're doing it as a thought out regular thing, every week on your YouTube channel, like maybe one video is one topic and the other video is just a review of a product and you have affiliate links, whatever it is. I'm just letting you know, people make a lot of money. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube of how to do that, how to get set up, how to do whatever. So just, I would say Google. And then as I learn things, I will make videos or create, information sheets or different things and put them in the Sky Cafe for you to check out as well. So there's that. And the 10th thing you can do, and this is by far not the last thing, as a matter of fact, I do have a couple bonus ones I want to share with you after this one, is sell ads to be on or in your blog, your website, YouTube channel, podcast, whatever. Now, so okay, first let me say, as your channel and blog or website or podcast becomes more popular and you have the analytics to prove the traffic, like you see how many unique visitors or how many listens or whatever, you can start to charge companies for ads. Ads are different than affiliate marketing because people pay you to just have the ad. And you can even create it. Like I've seen a lot of YouTubers now, they'll actually make the ad themselves. So it's in their voice. And it's like, hi, I just want to tell you our video today is sponsored by Skillshare. And I love Skillshare because, and then they'll either do a video, or they'll just do a voiceover, whatever. And that is very effective because it's from the person and you sort of trust it a little bit more than just being some kind of bot ad. So you can get really creative here. It doesn't have to be just some carbon copy kind of thing. But the point is, it's not based on people clicking on it. Your income from an ad is not based on people clicking on it and purchasing. That's affiliate marketing. Ads, unless you have some creative setup where maybe you split, maybe they charge you charge them a certain amount to put the ad in, and then you also get a percentage on how many people sign up using your code. So that a code is an affiliate marketing type thing. So you could do that. That'd probably be the most effective, is combining, both affiliate marketing and ads. So you've got a code like Sky Cafe 25. And so use that code and you get 25% off. Or you get your first 3 months free or whatever it is. And so that's, there's a whole world in the affiliate marketing and ads that's why you want to have a regular thing like a podcast or a website with a blog or, you know, where you post all your photos or your writings, or a YouTube channel. YouTube is one of the best. Again, it's free. YouTube's free, so it's amazing. But the thing is that when people, the ultimate thing before people buy something is that they want to know you, they want to trust you, and they want to just vibe with you. And so companies are always trying to find their people to want to buy this thing that they have, like Skillshare. Skillshare is always trying to find people who are always trying to increase their skills or learn things or learn new creative things or whatever. And so if your channel already draws in, let's say, songwriters that want to learn how to record their own vocals through GarageBand or Logic, and you offer those lessons for free on YouTube, and so you're like a light, and you're drawing in all those people from all over the world, from all the nooks and crannies of the world. You're drawing them into your YouTube channel, and they're subscribing or they're watching all your videos. And then Skillshare pays you to do an ad, and you get a percentage from using your code. You've done them a huge solid, because they have to pay so much money to try to figure out how to reach their people, their demographic, but you're just doing it naturally because that's what your whole thing is about. And that's why it's a perfect marriage right now with online communities, online creators marrying with companies or services, products and services that where, you know, you can get paid. So you don't have to do everything. You don't have to create the product. You don't have to create the service. But if you just talk about it and have some knowledge about it, obviously you don't want to just BS people. That's worth money. And it's worth a lot of money, especially if you're doing really well. But you can even start in the beginning and just start with smaller things and grow from there. So it's something to think about. All right, bonus time. I have a few bonus things for you. A couple other things to think about, and I'm sure you can think of some things. Write down things that you think of. But first, these are some things that came to my mind after I was done. Charge one-on-one coaching or instruction via Zoom. You could do a 1-hour session of walking someone through how, just one-on-one with them, how to edit on iMovie, and you do a screen share like this. Or you can show them how to do yoga or stretches, or how to clean their paintbrushes. I don't know, I just made that one up. Yes, so that is wonderful, and that's a great one. You can get monetized on other social media platforms. YouTube is a social media platform. So I'm saying other because there's other avenues as well. TikTok obviously is amazing, and they charge their creator, or they pay their creators. Yes, you have to have lots and lots of views, but I'm just saying that's an avenue, and you never know. TikTok is for all ages. Just don't even think in your mind that it's just for, you know, people who are in teens and 20s. That's not true. There are so many older people on there that for mental health, for exercising, for business tips. I mean, it's everything. It's not just dancing. And then Instagram Reels, which is obviously just like TikTok, but their version of it. And then YouTube Shorts, which is the newest one. And they are definitely paying creators to create on there because they're trying to catch up. They're trying to make their platform of YouTube Shorts just as good as TikTok. So look into those, and you can get monetized there. Create an online community, paid memberships, which is like this Sky Cafe. And maybe it's a little bit different than the Patreon thing, although your Patreon can include an online community, but an online community would like be a private Facebook group or a private group on some other hosting platforms. I know a lot of people don't like Facebook, and I'm definitely always trying to think about where could I move my little platform to where maybe people would feel more comfortable talking there. Because I do kind of feel like Facebook is too many parts of our worlds together, and then they have issues with our privacy and stuff. So I would love to see maybe the Sky Cafe community go to another platform where it really is private, safe, and we can really ask each other questions and whatever. But anyways, and you can charge for that. So for the Sky Cafe, I charge $14 a month. You can charge $1 a month. You could charge $50 a month. Whatever you want to offer people and whatever you want to do. And you can Google, you know, online community, paid online community, how to start an online community. And I'm sure there's a million videos on YouTube about it, or just different articles written in blogs. And you can do that. It's great. It's a great way to connect with people that are like-minded, definitely. And let's see. Oh, there's tips. I thought that said flips. Okay. There's tips. I don't know if you've ever seen that where you can tip people. I think they have it on Twitter. I think I've seen it on Twitter. There different social media platforms are rolling it out. Clubhouse, I know, rolled it out for certain creators and for speakers. Like if you're a speaker, Clubhouse is an audio platform, in case you're not familiar. And I even have a breakdown of what Clubhouse is in the Sky Cafe for download. If you're interested, I explain what it is and how you can get started on it and why it's good. But anyways, Clubhouse is an audio only platform. So there's no photos, there's no video. And people get into these rooms and there's speakers. And then there's, you can raise your hand in the audience and they can bring you up to ask a question or whatever. So as a speaker, you don't have to bring people up. You can just be speaking or whatever. And people can pay you. They can be like, I really like this person gave me value, and they can pay you, tip you, And then on YouTube, I've noticed when some people go live, their super fans pay them. And so their message or whatever becomes a different color, and it gets moved to the very top of the live chat. And then it says how much they paid and their name, and then, or their comment or something like that. And then the person who's doing the live will read their comment or shout them out or say, hey, thank you for the super chat, Lisa, or thanks, whatever. Or they'll read so if the person has a question and they want the live person to read it, the best way to ensure that maybe they will, and you have a high probability of them reading it out loud or even in their head, is to do the super fan. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's super chat. Oh, it's called super chat, not super fan, super chat. And I've seen people pay $50. I've seen like in the thousands as an option, which is ridiculous. I've never seen that. But I've also seen it as low as like $5 or something like that. So it's a whole range there, but it's just another way of creators to get paid. And it's kind of interesting and cool. So what ways can you think of? Do you know of ways that I didn't mention here? Please, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear some new ideas to add them to my list. But there are so many ways, and really new ways are being created every day. So, and so much more. Okay, so get out there. These are my final words, Jerry Springer. Get out there and create. People want content. And like I said, I don't know if you saw my post in the Sky Cafe, but a study done by the tilt.com, they studied 1,500 full and part-time online creators. And the largest and most financially successful group is Gen X. So 40 and 50-year-olds. And that is 40% of those people, the largest group and the most financially successful. I found that to be shocking. I actually thought it'd be like 20 and 30-year-olds. I did not, 40 and 50, I love that. And then there's also huge numbers in 60s and 70-year-olds and plus. There are all kinds of people online making money, and it's amazing. Thank God that there's a lot of older people, because I would hate the knowledge to just be an 18-year-old. Not that 18-year-olds can't have great knowledge to share. They do. And I know, because I did when I was that age, but this stuff didn't exist then. But like, I would want to hear from everybody. I'd want to hear people who have real experience. Like, oh yeah, I ran a business for 25 years and this is me now retired in my home making this video teaching people what I learned. I want to learn from those people. And I also want to know about their lives. And I also want to know, everything. So anyways, that's that. And that age should not stop you. So that's why I said people want content. People want content, especially during the pandemic, which we're still in. But people were just consuming like Netflix movies and listening to Spotify and watching YouTube videos, and all the numbers across the board went way up, obviously. And there's been some drop off once people went back to work and stuff, but it still stayed pretty high because people probably found their favorite way to relax is to listen to Spotify, a playlist that they created, or maybe it's to watch certain videos and they love learning and that's their new thing that they're doing now. So it's not only been something that people did when they were bored, but it's also something that people are doing to better themselves. And they want to continue it. And so you can be a part of that. Give it time. It won't all come together overnight, but lay each piece brick by brick. Each thing that you do out of all these 10 things, you could be laying each one could be a brick. And if you lay them all and you just keep being consistent about it in 2022, and you just keep going, that's my word for 2022 is consistent, consistency, whatever. I want to be consistent with massive daily action. That's my thing. And I have been an intense dabbler before. Like I will get into something and I'll like do it and I'll be intense about it. And then I'll kind of, I've checked it out and I step back, which was part of my process. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I actually, I'll defend it because it got me here. But this year, for whatever reason, this is my goal. I want it to be consistent, and it won't even necessarily, maybe it won't be better than the way I did it before, but I want to try. So I believe it will be, just because these long games depend on that consistency, like a YouTube channel, posting regularly, even with Spotify, even with, all those kinds of things. And if you're creating jewelry, if you're creating something that you sell, like paintings on Etsy, all those kinds of things, you're going to need to just keep creating stuff and putting it out there. So create, 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 give it time, build your creative business with intention. Really, I've worked so hard on this, and for like 5 years, really been working this, like as much as I can in the time that I have. I'm always thinking about this, but very, very concentrated. I would say November, December of last year. Very much like my office looks like a complete like war zone of like charts and stickies and calendars, and everything's on the walls and everything, because I'm really going to try to figure this out. I'm going to try to like crack this. And I have so many different interests and passions that I want to figure out how to weave them all together. So there's a really strong, fiber of, or fabric there that is me. I don't want to give something up for another thing. That's just not the way. It doesn't work like that for me. And maybe another day, maybe in 2023, I will start to trim back some things, but I want to weave together everything this year. And so there is an intention with everything I'm doing. Every single, even this Sky Cafe, even this live with you, everything that I'm doing in 2022 is about an intention that I've set for my business and for myself personally. And I have, written out goals. I've written out my content schedule for my calendar. Like I am very intention filled with this. And I encourage you to do the same. Sit down, write everything out, go back through this presentation, write out anything that jumps out at you that you can start right away, or something that just gets you excited when you think about it. Write that out, explore that more, follow those breadcrumbs, and just keep creating and putting stuff out. And one thing I do want to say too is, let's as artists stop putting so much protective energy around each thing that we create. And I'm not saying the opposite in terms of just put shit out. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I think the winners of this digital age are people and artists who just put out their product. It's really like a spiritual practice, because it's about the law of abundance and knowing that, what you give, you will get back, and more so. And so it's like, if we can keep putting out our art, our ideas, what we've learned, just keep putting that back out into the collective pot. Just have less of a clutch on it. Because I feel like growing up, for me, before the internet blew up and there were smartphones and all these different things, it was like you would hold on to your art and you wouldn't let anyone sort of take it away from you. And you had like this major importance over it. But now with digital stuff, it's easier and quicker to create things. It's not like you have to, as a songwriter, you have to get this big, huge, expensive studio and then fly in the bass player from, Norway. And like, you don't have to do all these things. You can pretty much just put something together. Now, if you want to have that kind of thing and you're pining away for that, that's different. That's fine. Let that be your heart project, a bigger thing that you're setting over here and that you are putting a different energy on. But I would say also do this. Also put a bunch of energy out. All these things. Put your energy out and your creativity out into the world and just keep doing it, because it's going to strengthen another muscle, another art muscle, another service muscle, another way of connecting with people muscle. And you're also going to find your people. They're going to be drawn to you, and there's going to be, this symbiotic thing, and you're going to be able to make a living at it instead of suffering or having to work at a job that you hate. Like, why would you want to work at a job you hate? When you can actually nowadays make full-time income and then some, if you just teach yourself, go out of your comfort zone, post videos regularly, create songs and put them out there, license them, film those ducks in the pond and put that on the, story blocks for licensing. Do that kind of stuff and make yourself uncomfortable in that way instead of uncomfortable in the way that you have to work at a job that isn't really in your heart. It's not your passion. And if you don't mind having the job and you actually like it, it makes you feel better and secure, and then you create your art on the side, by all means do that. But if you hate your job, you hate working because all you dream about all day long is creating. All you want to do is create your art or your service or whatever it is. And you just wish you had more time to do that, but you have to work obviously to pay your bills. Then research this, get out of your comfort zone and research all these things that I talked about in this presentation, and even more so, because you deserve it. You deserve to be happy. And I think there's a reason why you don't like it. I used to fight it all the time. Like, oh my God, I should totally love this job because everybody's so nice and I get paid well. And why am I such a jerk? I don't know. Maybe I should be appreciative of that, but I couldn't ever be okay with it because I knew that there was something else I was meant to do. And that's why I have dreams, damn it. That's where the whole name comes from for my podcast. And for my, there's a group too, if you're interested. If you're a Sky Cafe watching this, there's another group called I Have Dreams, Damn It. You can join that. But the point is, it's like that angry, passionate part of us. It's like, look, I'm a spirit. I came here. I'm here. While I'm here, this is what I'm meant to do. And, it used to be you just had to take the leap of faith and you didn't know. Now you can be doing this kind of stuff at night while you have your job or whenever you're not working. Build brick by brick. Give yourself 1 to 2 years of building a foundation of your digital creative business by adding these things to it every weekend, or whenever you can do it during your breaks at work, until you have enough money coming in from all these things that you can go to part-time or then quit outright. And you are 100% supporting yourself with your art and with your artistic abilities. I mean, how amazing would that be? How excited would you be knowing that you wake up every day and you just have to create the things that you already love creating and that you would do for no money at all? And yes, there's going to be some parts of it like video, like this. I'm doing video on my video. You're going to have to get over some of those things, and you're going to have to learn some tech things. And I know if you're not into that, you might go, I don't want to learn it. But learn it, because if you have to work at a job, they're going to train you there too. You're going to have to learn their way of doing things. Why not learn something that's going to benefit you and benefit your life and take your stuff to the next level? And also, I think when we do all these things, we grow as an artist too. And as a creative person, we grow. We're growing our skill set. We're growing out of our comfort zone. It's good for us personally as well as professionally. So continue to do what makes you come alive. The world needs more people that have come alive. That's what we need. So think of what makes you come alive and journal, write everything down, put stickies on the walls, dedicate yourself to you, dedicate yourself to your art, to your creative process, to your whole thing. And just know that there's so many ways to monetize this, and you're going to learn as you go. And this recording of this video will be available in the Sky Cafe. So I want to invite you one more time to join if you're interested, theskycafe.com. It's $14 a month. You can cancel at any time. It's very easy to cancel. It's not convoluted and stressful. It's very easy. I hate that when I join something and then I'm like, oh, this isn't for me. And then it's like 10 steps and 74 emails later. I'm like, what the heck? It's not like that. So it's, I don't even like wearing turtlenecks or long sleeves because I don't like that kind of commitment. So I was like, when I start this Sky Cafe, I'm going to make it very breezy so people can feel very, I want to come in, I want to learn stuff, and then I want to leave. And yeah, it's risky for me in the terms of I'm building all this stuff and I'm putting it into the cafe, and someone might come in and just pay $14, go through all the products and then cancel. But I'm happy to share that. And if they get something from that, that's great. And I'm always adding new videos and new PDFs to the, cafe. So I know that it's if you stick with the Sky Cafe, you will continually learn new things, and you'll always be able to go back at any time, 24/7, and review an earlier training like this one. If you're like, wait, in 6 months, you're like, what was that other thing she said about getting monetized? I liked that. I want to hear it again. This video will be available there, and is available there if you're listening to this in the future. So thank you very much for listening through this presentation. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you know that you can get monetized. You really can. And there's lots of people getting paid bank right now online, artists and creative people. Like, think, you guys, like open your mind, because there are people getting paid a lot of money and they're their own boss and they are learning all kinds of cool new things. And it's just amazing. We live in an amazing time with web cameras, internet, smartphones, everything, video. I mean, video on the phone and audio recording. I mean, it's amazing. So hang in there. That was a loud clap. Hang in there, keep going, and let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you for paying attention, and get monetized. Bye.